Hello everyone. I welcome all participants to episode 3 of our Why Not series. Today's session is extra special. In these days of turmoil, many of us, whether students, graduates, or employed, have several uncertainties over availability of career opportunity in the market. But today session will highlight the need of tech entrepreneurship and provide key inputs on imbibing and developing entrepreneurial skill that is needed to establish the next tech startup in the country. It's my privilege and my pride to introduce our guest speaker of the day, Honorable Dr. Suresh Shan, Suresh Shanmugam, Head of Innovation and Future Technologies, Head of BITS Business Information Technology Solutions for Mahendra and Mahendra Financial Service Limited. So I need to, Dr. Suresh hails from the small town of Tiruvannamalai from North Tamil Nadu and comes from very humble beginning. He's a very wonderful human being. After a career spanning 3 decades, he is one of the country's leading trainer, educator, thought leader with focus on bridging the gap between academia and industry. He has been in the forefront of developing India's rural digital infrastructure and building the rural business IT solutions. He is also an expert in business process technology and program management system, and has built framework to develop the business IT secured solution to top company in India and Mahendra also. And he has conducted 750 plus academic leadership programs and team building programs across India and the globe. He is a tech lover at heart. So he has expertise in several tech fields like IT, BFSA technology, data science, analytics, and his key focus is to mentor and incubate the startup companies and support the product development and help them the scaling further for the young entrepreneurs. And he also member in several industries and government bodies such as State Technical Advisory Committee, Enterprise Architecture, and Maharashtra IT Corporation Limited, and is a member of National Executive Council and Global CEO Certification Panel, ISB Hyderabad, and is a chairman of CSI Mumbai chapter. So he's a long pathway. He's a very humble person. If you want to explain his qualification, this one webinar is not enough. So I don't want to take much more time. I invite Honorable Dr. Suresh Shan to start the session. Sir, the floor is yours, sir.
Thanks, Eric, for such a long introduction. It's a privilege, but I'm very thankful to you whenever you introduce me back to South, especially when I come back to South. I remember a lot. I have to say thanks to you. Nothing else. Beyond that, I feel more happy, and I feel like it's more of my uh, uh, compulsion to be at home. And now I'm taking this advantage to talk to people at home.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Anyway, good evening to all. Respected people in the dais and faculty members, HOD, and professors, aspiring tech entrepreneurs, and my dear UG and PG students from engineering and science, and again, it's students across from Tamil Nadu, Andhra, Bangalore, and Mumbai. And we feel more happy when we talk to you people, because at the end of the day, we look for more things from you, and we would want to empower you so that we get best out of it from you all. A special thanks to AGIIT, a unique training division, Access Global Automation Industrial Divisions. It's more, they created a platform so that we all can be with you all and share our what our minds and machines, what the best we can do today. I'm Dr. Suresh Shan, researcher, and the introduction is given more on that, but I would comprise myself to create that industry versus education or industry versus academia as my bridge, and trying to create my research more on behavioral science, which is part of computer science. Today the topic is on becoming India's next tech, more to do with entrepreneurship, which is my prime and it's my one of my expected dreams. And so far, whatever we have seen, and would like to take it forward. And really, it matters a lot when it comes to people when they convert their journey from student towards a job, where whether to take a job or to create a job for other people. So it's very very what you say, like no more delight, but it required some understanding, some kind of style of operation, so that we can try to build in. So let us ask that question to us as a student to say how, what, when, why professional students engage the community about the bounding Indian startups. It's a culture or enable us to be an investor or trying to create some different sectors of a style of operations which provide support for Indian startup and especially for entrepreneurs. And students, I can classify two to three, four types, where when we see today, I'm part of CSI, when we go and meet, especially students across India, we found a lot more dynamism, and it's a small fireworks which has to be capitalized and try to connect so that people really get best out of it. The whole purpose of today's this webinar is to create an education system for you to create or turn around raw students into powerful entrepreneurs. And I surely believe like this, not something else different. You can see ourselves where you can question either Eril or myself or other. I can keep on narrating so many people. They have created the purpose of that and applied in their lives so that they are able to see. I'm not saying like we have achieved, but at least we have seen what we have can demonstrate. And surely we have done something else which matters a lot for us and for all of you people also to take it to the next level. Where today's concern, what I see people, especially from South, when you go deeper pockets of rural Tamil Nadu, Andhra, Karnataka, we find something to do with the technological infrastructure issues, or people say education doesn't enable us to get the best out of it. So to feel that, let us have some pre-assumptions to say in future, if at all to define something else, let us have something to do something with the available and affordable connectivity. That's what we say. Let us learn to earn from the connectivity which is online. If not, create something else using our mindsets so that we can work something on offline which enables the connectivity related. And surely electricity is an issue, but still like to create some lighter apps. And today the kind of app solution has taken us to the different world which enables us to do it. And surely the last one is the resource availability. That's what we continue to say. The kind of students' power is going to be the resource availability. They are going to replace it. They are going to bring it out what best we can do from the students using their capabilities and trying to innovate and try to do something else which is relevant to us so that it makes an earning for us also to do that. And if you see in Indian context, even if you see the current situation, people do find as much as problems and as much as symptoms which is creating across the world, especially if you see Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai going through the COVID problems. But the confidence behind us is what surely will come out with a medicine which will enable us and surely will take us to the next level. That's what the kind of customer acquisition, that's what we say. We still believe like what best we can do and how we are believing on that, which creates more acquisition towards the expected value system. What I'm trying to say, today's scenario is moving from corporate digital towards customer digital, which is nothing but every individual customer is going to be like a corporate, and every individual customer is going to be treated as a corporate. For example, if you see, go to a bank, a particular customer is treated as a good customer when he doesn't have any check returns in his passbook. That was good terminology, good olden days. We call it as a corporate digital. Now that's moving from corporate towards customer to find out whether the customer is having the social norms and having the good name and his company and other details which firmly accepted and adopted as per the new regulations and the social impact. So, and customer acquisition, good olden days, and a customer acquisition now is going to change the world because of that acceptance and the kind of technology which is getting spread across. And the main thing which we forgot or we couldn't realize, thinking every time when you talk about an entrepreneur, entrepreneur means only profits. Not necessarily profits. We can do an optimizing monetization, which is nothing but a new product, introducing a new product or a new service which has the best quality and try to bring out as much as on an affordable and available cheaper price. This is purely connected to a known ethics which we generally use it, and my research continuously states when you talk to so many entrepreneurs, a behavioral and cultural issue plays a major part of it. For example, e-business in India, it's less of electronics and more of emotions. If you are able to capture as much as more emotions, we are trying to create an particular hub where it creates an alliance to get an engagement with the customers. So you can see the kind of startups, which anyway I will narrate also some of the examples, who have created that e-business which engage more on the customer, which requires to understand, which is very easy in our kind of Indian adoption, because we are all from maximum from middle class, and we are able to get the personalized learning of paths. What we are connecting here is what the students should have something else, where people generally used to ask me, sir, where I can get an innovative thought, which institution I can go and study. I would recommend, let us try to go to our natives and stay there for whatever the time which you are finding it out, and go through that day-to-day problems, what we face in, and how we are trying to bring out a technology for that. If you see like a technology, it's not necessarily like an automation, it could be anything else, could be a new thing, and it should not necessarily compete with the cost. It could be anything else, but we can create a value system, and we can ensure like that particular technology can convert, and we can make a mature way of presenting it and getting aligned to the society so that it earns for us. So if you see that encouraging students to a question and not be afraid to take risks is one of the many factors that India needs to establish as a healthy startup entrepreneur ecosystem. This is what we are trying to see more, and I have got something else very specific to students, which I felt like it's worth talking to us, where when we talk about Industry 4.0 and other elements, it's more to do with an entrepreneurial education for students, especially when it comes what are the minimum things required for a student so that he can convert himself or trying to adopt so that he can get into an entrepreneur model. So create an explicitly encourage towards asking a question, what all things we can do and what things it matters a lot for the current system, and trying to create an explanation what how experiments can be observed and the network to generate such novel ideas and convert those novel ideas into the tech systems, where the students are not afraid to take chances and fail. And even if you say fail, fail fast, so that the students must know how tolerance to failure and trying to get adopt. And such things like generally people say in even an environment like Mumbai, when things fail, people get upset or people are not very sure like how to come upon that. That failure is a natural part of innovation, where we used to connect through the incubation centers with multiple colleges to try to bring it out which kind of innovation, how the value system and what matters a lot when it comes to, especially when students are trying to get involved as an entrepreneur and trying to deliver it. The real challenge through structured ideation efforts around across the specific topics, or if you are concerned with more to do with your day-to-day problems or themes or problems and reward for taking smart risk, is more to get into an innovation or a disruption, which we can even do in your behalf, where part of Computer Society of India, we have created more incubation centers across. We do innovate or involve people from Coimbatore, Salem, Madurai, and other parts of the country, especially when it comes to Tamil Nadu, from even Chennai and other parts, specifically at district level, where we are trying to engage with them to find out that noble ideas and how try to create that structured system to do that. In our case, what we do, and especially my current role, is what every year I have to create or talk to minimum 60 entrepreneur companies and try to get execute minimum, if you say per month 5 companies, it's around 60 companies. Out of that, half of 30 companies of 30 entrepreneurs should get participate and get engaged with our day-to-day business and get a business scenario and option so that he can be part of the race in terms of facing the entrepreneurship and trying to create the products which enable us to get into the next level. Some of the examples, if you want to see, like we had introduced something called astrological message, where for the rural customers in the receipt it will print, where it says like being an Kanya customer, you will get your money back, which can get more emotionally attracted to the customer, where customer will get more engagement towards the company and which creates trust. So just simple things, but it matters a lot when students get involved and trying to create that particular options which they might feel it's silly or not required, but surely it matters a lot when you try to convert and it is projected as a project and it yields more value for us. It's going to create a differentiator among the other competition also. Again, provided opportunities to discover new solutions and try to create an experiment for you to redefine the value system. What here we mention is what we will create that environment. We can meet you people, we can come out with the current problems from a corporate or from a startup or even from a company into different sectors, could be agriculture, could be financial, could be more into manufacturing or even a pharma, and connect back and empower the present their ideas and ask you people to create a wisdom where we can use a collective wisdom and validate and refine these ideas and again give back to the companies so that these ideas can be directly implemented and get benefit. It's a win-win for both of you. It could be for you or it could be for the companies also. Again, getting into the opportunities which we discover new solutions where the students or even the faculties come out with some gaming model which enables more in terms of experiment, again trying to build a hands-on experience, learning to build innovation capabilities and even skill sets. For example, recently some of the college students came and told us to say in corporates you do have big offices where everywhere electricity is switched on and people are using that. Why can't you keep the control with the security guys, and wherever people are not there, it will forcibly switch off. Even though if it is not forcibly switched on, a security can be sitting at a common place and can switch off the lights. It will save enough electricity, where in our companies or especially in Mumbai and Chennai, other parts of the places where it has multiple floors and multiple connections, where how they can handle and try to bring it out. Such small situations, small scenarios what was created by students and try to test it and try to create an opportunity so that this hands-on experience of learning such thing to build an innovation capabilities and empower the skills, so that we might include even a stimulated exercise. We might even create a projects where recently were trying to work out to find out, can we have an all-in-one tractor where it can satisfy all the requirements and needs which a farmer can operate, or a farmer can find it more easier, so that using this one device he can do the multiple purpose, multiple things, multiple options of innovation information, where student can get access to such successful innovations. They can connect with those people, they can even discuss with the creativity people and trying to create themselves as entrepreneurs, and can get advice from the mentors, and over a period of time they can be also mentor, and they can also be trying to create as much as systems which enables and trying to connect with the system. So given access to platforms and facilities through which ideas can be submitted, shared, developed, prototyped, and even piloted. Here what the exception is, what like majority people complain, I have an idea but I didn't know where to put it. I have an idea where I'm not sure whether to use it in a closed source or use it in an open source, or can we have a hybrid mix of used and closed source, or try to use some technology resource, can be part of a private cloud, public cloud, hybrid cloud, how to use it or how to fix it. Such things also can be discussed from the basics, trying to create a value system, which all the solutions can be used and which all the solutions can be deployed from your side, and your ideas can be submitted, shared, and try to create engage with the people. And even if you have something else struggling in terms of development, bring the right people trying to support you so that you can develop it, even prototype it. We will get into the patent, talk to them, align it so that you get a unique patent, and get piloted also, get into the relevant industry, talk to them to find out how such things are going to benefit for both. Again, creating a win-win solution so that it can be piloted and try to take it up. Apps for, again, astrological message, which I mentioned, where now from the faculty sides and HODs can even work upon to get more of customer gaming at rural India. And one of the best, again, examples I can still narrate is AGIIT new technologies for next generation. Also, when I were going through the profile and talking to them, they're also having so many supportive ecosystems and more of a mentorship where CXO level trying to immense that global immersion of technology, trying to create a new value system which enables them to fix those things again, which is already demonstrated. And recently we had some discussions with the software system operate more on rural India like Zoho and other people. Again, they are all more keen to bring out a customer with a person who can create a product and who can give the solution part. we can have both the sides, so that a student can develop a solution. We can use some platforms which is available part of your side, and you can get the cost when that is deployed and used by relevant people. So the startups in India has more opportunities and growth drivers, where when it comes to specific growth drivers, we have something else to create, to start from you, to create a scope for you and create a characteristics, so that what is the demand in Indian market, what is exactly required for that, and what are the things which we can try to make it, so that it enables an engineering student to get into multiple levels and put you to the right people, so that they can get engaged, they can create that scope and characteristics, so that you can fit into Indian market, and trying to create a system which is for the demand versus supply. The next one is technological change, where we still find kind of education people take it up. When they come back, they want to know like exactly what kind of software to be used, what type of hardware to be used, what type of, again, gadgets end user are expecting, or what type of solutions which is available, so that we can use it at a small scale industries or a medium average, or something to do with the large scale, how we have to try to approach. So there we have created the balloon of systems and creating the solution which the part of people can coordinate with you, trying to update you, even create an e-learning system, so that you can understand and appreciate and try to take it out how technological challenges can be taken part of it. Then the coming current COVID situation, where we see the kind of increased political will and governance support, and government is also trying to come out with what type of solutions which matters a lot for day-to-day life, and trying to align with the partners which we can try to engage. For example, now medicated related solutions, support to the medicated related solutions, startups are coming very high, and those kind of informations are available part of the trusted connected systems, where we are trying to create that companies which is increasingly seeking to engage in open innovation, and they are trying to connect with those people who are trusted, and they are able to get the solutions also. So changing the perceptions towards entrepreneurship and trying to get aligned with the increased expectations, we can even seek those line of business, seek those line of information which will connect you now, which is available part of it. And an entrepreneur model earlier, it's more to do with like you should have an idea, struggle on your own and trying to create it. Now we have enough platforms, enough systems available which can even work it out across. And recently I can tell you saying like when we want to sell vehicles, good olden days, like for us, we have enough to do with only the sale bid by the local people, and almost maximum times we had enough losses. Recently we have created multilingual apps which was generated and created by the students, and we even gave that orders to the local people, where they have talked to the students, and they have created the local rent a car or whatever. It's more to do with specific model mechanism which enables people to create that system to support for them. You won't believe, if we have almost some 11 apps running across, and people are getting some good values now. And good olden days, every vehicle will go in loss. At least recently we saw, till the COVID, the kind of expectations from the people, they are able to expedite, or they are able to expedite within a short term and with a good profits. So now during COVID also, this kind of things are getting more powerful and trying to get more engagement, because people across the country would want to get up and they have to try to face the challenges using the change of that challenge, which enables them to choose and create a choice of information. That's where the real challenge is, and a real expectation. That's where I would want entrepreneur model, where to get a strong fit and create a healthy system, so that we can come out of such things and trying to set something else which enables us to be an unique and trying to demonstrate. And I want to see some information. When we cross the bridge, we had some challenges which again we would want to narrate, so that how the challenges across is faced and trying to get use out of technology. So building and scaling an Indian startup, which good olden days it was more to do with like you have to brand yourself, have to reach some particular amount or reach something else which create that kind of information, and you have to create the branding. Now just it simply you have to get connected to some standard sites and creating that empowered model of meeting the right relevant expectations of the business, and creating that bridge between industry and academia. Companies like IMCC and CSI kind of companies will try to create that thing which converts the diversity and the digital divide, which empowers you to create as much as taking the products to market with a low willingness to pay, which we can address it out. because as of today the challenge is what, when you try to take it to the market is not willing to pay very high premium for that, and taking the product itself is a big challenge. So now using such platforms we should try to create some correct products. That products can be marketed through high willingness and people to pay for that particular content, and create a contextual value which can empower us to have more in terms of hiring qualified employees. Yeah, good olden days again, qualified or a good quality education was a big task. Now it's available because of the kind of technology and apps available part of the mobility and IoT system. You no need to land up in hiring some qualified employees. We can still use the mobile solutions, we can use the IoT solutions, especially multilingual IoT solutions with the kind of brandings and available complex regulatory environment can be easily achieved using the simpler and simple ways of deploying things can matter the challenges. So keeping it in a nutshell, the challenge for good olden days are now taken as positives and creating as an opportunity so that multiple people can participate, get engaged with us to create a lifelong, meaning create a path which takes us lifelong to qualify to get into an entrepreneur and create an ecosystem which delivers both for the nation and for your individual, and try to create something else from your native bed so that the problems whatever is compliant part of your native beds also can get addressed. So what again it's purely is what that evolution of Indian startup ecosystem, it's matured or getting matured or already matured. If you classify again the sites or even the sectors, or even if you classify part of the geography, some of the metros still not get matured, they are in the steps of matured. Some of the places it is getting as much as, and some of the areas still it is going through some trauma. So we can see some examples from 2014 and Indian unique icons which they are created in different sectors, and how they are getting that strength so that you will get some confidence, and you can even feel like how even people like you all from remote locations or even from very rural or remote parts of our country have created enough and try to create as much as the aspiration which is coming part of it. So 2014 in Mobi, the mobile telecommunication started with very less, and now if you see like what are things they can do, and they can try to bring it out as much as part of the mobile and telecommunication sector. When it comes to Snapdeal, again when it comes for e-commerce direct to customer, they had enough, and again they're multilingual and they're creating that district level concentration in terms of logistics and other things, getting empowered them to go closer to them. Again Ola, if you see like that cabs, they are still success only in the metros. They couldn't even go next to the second level, third level cities because of the infrastructure, because of the cost. Because for a place in the metro or an urban, people can afford some amount for the luxury. Where when you go deeper pockets of India, the luxury is not paid with a high. So they want some technology which is affordable, again available. It should be at the same cost. So that's where the concept of trying to create something else, where Ola Cabs is asking for the people like you, students can come out with some apps, how we can try to do it, which we have even demonstrated within Mumbai, and we got some reference and even suggestions from the people to say, shall we use something to have some Google kind of thing, where it will have the same fare, taxi fare as per the government or as per the rule set within the limits of the urban, semi-urban, and if you go to remote and rural locations. So the cost should vary, again cost should fix as per the government, as fixed accordingly, and the amount will be verified part of the Google or part of some regulated system, so that that Ola and other things can't charge you more, and you don't land up in paying high or heavy price because the technology is so costly. Again getting into the other parts, where if you see from the food, where you say from 2018, where you are getting that Swiggy, Zomato, again fintech side you can see from Policy Bazaar, all those things started with something else. Again they are all now getting changed during this COVID. They have understood very clearly, even from the build desk they said supply chain, logistics and delivery, it matters a lot. So they are looking for so many things as part of apps, which is good opportunity for you people to work out some delivery system, create such apps and talk to the right people, so that this can even build some new systems and trying to use it, so that that internet software services, supply chain, logistics, delivery services, even getting into auto or transportation, every small thing now they are trying to localize it and trying to build up, so that we can try to use that geography of a startup and trying to build as much as an entrepreneur support a core ecosystem to anchor that provided the support from the local. So what we are telling here, even the data centers, we are talking to the people to say instead of keeping it only in Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, Bangalore, let them talk deciding like distributing such things in part of the district level and moving towards the interior parts of India, so that they can create that elements of startup support, which creates an institutional missions of targeting startups. So their expectation is what we can do with the kind of data centers which is going to be there till the time we are not getting heavy business from the corporates. So immediate expectation from CSI, we forcibly told them to say every rural nook and corner we have enough colleges, enough engineering colleges, enough science and other medical related colleges coming up, and those things can be used materialized towards your data center. Let us start focusing more of that particular rural district, so that the district get more information about you, and the corporate digital is moving anyway towards the customer digital, where every individual customer core ecosystem is part of the data center. When you start creating some new apps which is multilingual and precise to that local last mile, it will create that startup support, and you can get more of institutional missions which can target the startups, and startups can also have an breathing system which is part of the local. This is again going to empower us to create as much as systems, where the current COVID has put everyone in trouble to find out office space and infrastructure is going to get changed now. After COVID, post COVID, we will have most of the people working from that relevant places or even work from home, and trying to create business support and mediation, where that whatever we are having an enterprise model is going to get more into an IoT and mobile model, where individual every particular either an agent or a customer or even the end user access is going to have more of that assistant system, which is going to create as much as more towards the last mile. And there's all things are expected to create some app solutions and the developed models, which is even going to get funded, and funded with assistance with fundraising. All areas have moved to multiple relevant supporting software measures, which now we are focused more towards the local. And if you want to again take that similar types which is happening across the country, which we found like places like Mumbai, especially Pune and all, getting things migrated towards Aurangabad, Nasik and other places. Even from Chennai, if you see like recently when we talk to the people where that kind of airports which is part of Tamil Nadu, again when you see from Salem, Coimbatore, Madurai and other parts now getting very closer to the district level, and they are trying to empower it, which is going to materialize lot more in terms of transportation, which is going to create that logistics, so that people have more options to create that much as research of design, which will enable us to create data collection, and that information is going to empower us as much as towards getting into the description of samples, which will enable us to deliver what are best part of the local systems. Again, if you get into the various sectors, especially now the government sectors getting more of private incubators, accelerator with hybrid business model. So these all various sectors, if you see, they are looking for some of the partners, especially they are looking for some of the solutions which can create that manage operations, or trying to use the share and care model, which creates as much as part of the startups and young businesses, which we are trying to use for consultancy service, health, nutrition, especially mobile payments, all other things which as much as we got or accepted more from the logistics which created from the students across the country. And when you create something of a corporate incubation, again accelerator also, which is coming, especially part of the urbans, we can see is more in Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata and again Delhi, where they have created as much as from the telecom, media and entertainment. Even fintech and retail is playing a major role and trying to create as much as importance, which is going to create different sectors. And academic incubators are going to get more value for people coming as an entrepreneur, which they want to become future marketing consultant, prediction of marketing, or would want to contribute as much as for the various sectors which we can drive in. Even angel investors recently came out and they said for all the projects what are they are trying to do, they are looking for some consultants, where they could be from the education centers or from the people who are interested to contribute their smart knowledge using the technology, which could be an app or which could be the multiple technology systems, which they would want to work as consultants and paid for that every individual action, where not necessarily a startup, you could be more of an industry association, young business entrepreneur, where you can support that for specific individuals. And again, if you look from the women side, like all the women students can feel proudly now, the platform for women entrepreneurs in terms of various sectors has created a part of Bangalore, Coimbatore, again Chennai and other parts, Hyderabad, where they have said like they are looking for more in terms of to create that partners, advisors in terms of creating the virtual funds and startup mentor, where even part of the state governments trying to initiate like they want to do more in terms of IT, biotech and areas in various sectors. So there are enough options available. Even the funds, if you see from the entrepreneurship, if you are properly aligned and elevated through proper channels, surely we can get those things and we can try to create that incubators where part of the data, again IT side, we can look for more in terms of cloud, more in terms of computing, and trying to create that IoT. Now for the end user gadgets, we are planning to create an incubation center where people should come out with to say how we can create an gadgets where people can use multilingual and trying to fix it so that they can use it as much as that part of the business. So we can create a business school, part of innovation, which can get enabled and create a platform where the fintechs, consumers, and networking create as much as incubators and accelerate that so that we can create an industry association and create that a platform for the startups to use that incubated so that they can have more to do with mobile apps which is used for mobility and food, especially food wise. Now if you see post COVID, enough food wise that mobile solutions coming out, and everything is like to get more matured in terms of getting multilingual and creating that as much as mobile apps which is for the specific requirement from the last mile. Even recent 2 3 especially from south, we got people who make pots out of clay. They are now deploying as much as through AWS, and Amazon is helping them to create and sell out that products, which again we are trying to expect students to create as much as the startup solution so that it gets more matured, reach to more people, and trying to create that where crowdsourcing and other areas which is now going to play a different role, and such things is going to create an importance which enables us to deliver it. And again service to industries, maximum industries looking as much as apps internally for the automation, where so far the automation was more towards the enterprise solution. Again now enterprise solution is moving towards the customer solution, so looking more from the engineering and consulting in automation, again solutions in instrumentation and control systems, and creating as much as information. Again we can use similar type of access global automation where for robotics, designing firmware applications for PLC, HMI, and creating that again SCADA robotics and DCS drives of servo systems, and trying to create as much as connections which is available now, create as much as automation which will help us to do an installation through automation, because physically people can't go for it, and trying to get enabled and trying to do commissioning and maintenance nowadays. Field service for a company like us, we have 35,000 people across the country. During this COVID, even we have more than 3 4 data centers, and 35,000 people are purely handled using VPN solutions remote. If such things are possible, then why not we bring as much as automation in other places, and even the migration and upgrades all through remote, and bringing as much as new product development and do the control panel whatever manufacturing today to create that profit projects and create those technical trainings through e-learning and other available solution, which generally creates a big thing, which anyway currently Axis Global Automation today is multi-facilitated business group which enters 2 business domains, including that industrial automation and robotics system integration. And they are also trying to create that new product development, special purpose in machines and customized robotic solutions, etc. Can be part of it, which already somebody is doing in front of us and demonstrating. Let us see such examples and try to create so that it enables us to set part of the system and creating as much as, which we will try to take it up. Since 2 3 people have raised the hand, I'm stopping here and surely take it up with once the questions are addressed.
So thank you, sir. Thank you so much. A long, very informative session.
Like the video, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon for latest video updates.